Hi everyone, this is an overview video for my new game Banister, launching on Steam on April 10th. It's a challenging platformer where you use the mouse to control each leg of a struggling musician. In this video, I'll go through the main influences behind the project, along with clips from the development process. It's interesting to see how quickly the game took shape over just a couple of months. So why make a game that looks like this? I've been really interested in spline-based animation, where bones are applied to 2D sprites to create a rig. While my game doesn't use that exact method, it does follow a more unconventional approach compared to traditional keyframe animation for full-body sprites. In games like Hollow Knight and Spelunky, characters are animated frame by frame, with each pose essentially redrawn. In contrast, games like Pentiment animate individual limbs along a timeline. As an example, here's footage of my past self animating NPCs in my game. Each frame controls a specific section, or bone, of the character. In Banister, each leg is controlled procedurally using hinge joints, while the upper body is keyframe animated. With every step, a musical note is played. It can get pretty repetitive to listen to, but hopefully it encourages you to finish the game a bit faster. The level design, currently just a staircase, was created in late February while I was cat sitting. I was working on a MacBook, which honestly wasn't the best experience, but it helped to get that phase out of the way early when I didn't have access to my PC. Level design tends to be a major obstacle for me. I don't enjoy it as much, so I try to streamline the process as much as possible. The best approach was to create a basic block out in about a week, then refine the visuals over the following weeks.
It's mostly just collecting photos and placing them in the game like a collage, you know. This is the first scene that I've just blocked out, which is the violinist will start in his sort of quarters, I guess, and it does need a bit of work with like gravity and the weighting of the limbs and stuff to make it a bit more realistic, but overall I want to keep that sort of janky, difficult style of movement.
Tuning the movement was another challenge. It took a lot of iteration to get it feeling right, and one key takeaway for future projects is to prioritize playtesting earlier in development. One thing that has become easier over time is releasing a game on Steam. My first release felt like a huge undertaking, especially when it came to building an effective store page and marketing the game. But once you've done it once, the process becomes much more manageable. That's why it's surprising to hear that over 70% of developers only release a single game on Steam, and I'm not entirely sure how accurate that statistic is, but it's interesting to think about. Personally, preparing the Steam page has become one of my favourite parts of the process. For the next project, I'd like to collaborate with an artist for the Steam assets and spend more time in the prototyping phase. Make sure to wishlist Banister on Steam, and if the game reaches 100 sales in the first week, I'll add multiplayer. More updates coming soon, so follow me on Twitter to stay up to date with future projects. Thanks for watching.